Hey Paul, it's Alan. I just wanted to go over VIPRE with you because I think you had some questions about that channel trailing stop. I have VIPRE here, but I have it set up with Mark's settings, so I'm going to take those out. I'm going to remove the maximum target because I found that in the past every time you put a profit in there it tends to be less profitable than if you take it out. And I'm also going to change that ADX threshold so that it doesn't show up. Then I'm going to have to close this. I'm going to pause this. Alright, now it's loaded again. I'm going to drop in the channel trailing stops so that I can set these up for you. And they're just, I'm going to start with the long exit. The long exit one we really don't even need. It doesn't seem to change that much, but we have to change these values. The long exit should be 26 and the floor should be $1,460. So it has to be profitable $1,460 before this thing will even turn on. I changed this to true. Hit OK there. I'm going to add the short as well. See if I can do this. Maybe I can't. Hang on. Okay, now I'll add the short exit trailing stop. That's a channel short exit. Okay. Change these values to 26 again for the length and $140 for the floor. Change this to true and go ahead and load that. I also wanted to let you know I always have look inside bar back testing set to 1 minute resolution because sometimes that makes a difference. And I don't like to even look at strategies that have a percentage trailing stop or any type of trailing stop or limit order or something without this one set. It's not always accurate, of course, as you know, because you never know what's hit first, but generally with the longer time frames it's safe to assume that a 1 minute time frame will give you more accurate results. And I'm sure you're aware of that. I'm going to go ahead and let this thing load up and then show you what we get. I'll be right back. Okay, so now we have it loaded. Let me open up the performance report and see what we get. And after you set those values, it should work. I'm not sure why it wouldn't work for yours, but rather than turning this off, it shouldn't take too long. Yeah, I have a profit factor of 217 with an average trade net profit of 138.79. Real nice looking equity curve. So if you can't reproduce this graph, just let me know. And let me tell you why I'm using the channel trailing stops, because we have a very tight percentage trailing on this VIPRE to keep that just to keep the profits, to make it a little easier to trade. We get knocked out of trades quite a bit because that trailing stop is hit. But as you know, as the price moves further and further profitable, that window gets wider and wider. Let me see if I can turn this camera on. I don't know if this will work or not, but anyway, as you go further and further into profit, that percentage trailing stop gets wider and wider. So I'd like to kind of find a way to tighten that up a little bit, and that channel trailing stop will do that. So that's why I've used that. And it doesn't really play into the performance of the report that much in the long side because the floor is set so high, but apparently it does help a little bit, so I've added it to the backtest data. And because it only affects the exits, and I don't have it too tightly adjusted, I don't think it's going to hurt at all. But anyway, that's why I've added the channel trailing stop, and I hope that explains how you can set up your VIPRE. If you have any problems getting it to work, please let me know. Thanks. Bye.